What is up, everybody? MediaLock here, and today what we're going to be doing is a spotlight on Thermal Expansion 3. So, as I'm assuming a lot of you know, Thermal Expansion 3 just released, and it's super exciting. It adds some new stuff, and he has a lot of more planned stuff. So, what we're going to do is have all these items laid out. I'm going to try to explain what everything does in a precise, as best way as possible. Also, I'm going to cover all the old machines first that you probably recognize, and then I'm going to cover some of the new things that you probably don't recognize. So I'll have annotations linked if you want to skip to some of the new things right now. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, if you're brand new to thermal expansion, you know nothing about it, well, certain ores spawn in the world and you're going to find things like copper, tin, silver, lead, and ferrous. All these things are useful in creating all the items. So, and you should find them decently well. So, let's say you mined a bunch and you're about to start, and you want to, make some of the basic machines. Well, I'm going to try to explain each of these in a row here. So, the first one up is the redstone furnace. Now, you probably recognize this from the past. It looks the same. It was called a powered furnace before. If you right-click on here, it works just like a vanilla furnace. You stick things in and you get things out. Except for the new power in this mod is redstone flux. It used to be MJ's Buildcraft power, but it's now redstone flux. So he has his own power source. So I'm going to, before we get into what all the machines do, I'm going to try to explain this configuration tab over here. So you have several things. Over here is energy. Well, actually, I'm going to start here. This is information. This is tutorial. This will be energy, so it'll say how much it's using, what's its maximum power, and how much it has stored. This is your redstone control panel. You can set it to redstone doesn't affect it. It's only on when redstone is on. It's only on when redstone is off, things like that. Most machines have all of these tabs, and this one's probably the most confusing at first for new people to thermal expansion. So all the machines have these, and it looks kind of weird, but each of these represents a different side of the machine except for the front. So this would be the top, this would be the left, this would be the right, this would be the bottom, and then this would be the back. So there's two main colors you have to worry about. You have blue and orange. So blue is an input, orange is an output. Also, you can turn these inputs and outputs off automatically. So machines, thermal expansion machines that are next to each other, they will automatically input and output from other machines if you have them configured properly. So let's go ahead, let's test this out. Let's grab some copper. We'll grab a single piece of copper. And actually, the first machine you probably want to make is a pulverizer, and it has all this other stuff too. So let's grab some iron. Iron ore. Where are you? There you are. Let's take this pulverizer. What it does is it's kind of like a macerator in IC2, or if you played thermal expansion, then you already know what it is. It turns ore into dust. When you get the dust, it pretty much you have an extra step from vanilla Minecraft. Pulverizing it actually doubles your output in what you get. So, and you're also going to see all these other colors. This pretty much because if it has multiple slots, you can configure each slot individually. The pulverizer sometimes make a byproduct, which is what the yellow is. If you're smelting iron, sometimes it makes ferrous ore as a byproduct, things like that. And then you take the pulverized iron, you put it in the furnace, and it'll smelt it, and you get double the output. So you actually get 2 ingots per iron ore. And it actually... Okay, well, I have it set up so it actually automatically it puts that, so it just made it pulverized iron again. Okay, the next thing up is the sawmill. So what this does is when you cut down a tree and you cut it up, you get 4 planks per log. Well, if you stick in the sawmill, you'll actually get 6 planks per log, and you'll also get a byproduct of sawdust. So this actually helps you out if you want to have maximum efficiency on getting lumber and things like that. Induction furnace, what this is for is to make specialized ores in thermal expansion like Invar or ferrous metals. So if we look this up, let's look up Invar. Invar is made with 2 iron and 1 ferrous. So let's grab that. Iron, dust, and ferrous dust. Cool. Stick this in here. You'll notice it'll smelt into Invar ingots, so you get 3 per. You can also make ferrous ingots with induction smelter too, and you can make hardened glass. Hardened glass is lead and obsidian or glass. I'm not exactly sure. I forget. So this is used for specialized things in the mod. Next thing up is the magma crucible, which what this does is, I actually have this, no, that's something else. The magma crucible, this turns things into lava, so you don't necessarily have to pump lava from the nether if you're playing with a mod pack with like buildcraft and pumps and all this other stuff. You can actually directly use magma crucibles to turn things into lava. So for example, netherrack. If I take a piece of netherrack, I stick it in here, and a bunch of different things can actually be turned into lava. It's kind of slow, but I mean, if you get a bunch of these, then they work decently well. You can also put blaze rods, all kinds of stuff in here. Very neat. Oh, okay, well that brings us up to the next thing. So you notice it outputted lava and it automatically ejected it into this, which is the fluid transposer. Fluids transposer is used to make a variety of items in the game, including your energy, or in thermal expansion, including your energy cells and your tesseracts, and I'll explain what those are here in a second. So this is mostly used kind of like the induction smelter for items you need to craft other items, to craft items that you need to craft other items. I guess I might as well show us, for example, tesseract. If we press R, if we press R, as you can see, if you put a empty frame in here and you melt down ender pearls, so you'd melt down ender pearls in the magma crucible, turn into liquid ender, you put it into your transposer and fill up a tesseract frame, and that's how you'd get a tesseract frame. Things like that. You can also use this with glowstone dust to make, I think it's glowstone illuminators. Actually, I'm not sure if that's still in this mod. I'm sure it is. And you can use this with redstone to make redstone energy cells. Next thing up is the glacial precipitator. And what this is used for is to make snowballs, snow, or ice. You actually need water in this, so let's take a water bucket. Right click it on that. You can just right click it, automatically fill, and you can click one of these options here to make whatever you want. If I want to make ice, then it'll automatically make ice for me. So you can make any of these 3 options right here. It's pretty neat. Next thing up is a cyclic assembler. So these things are really neat. What they do is they're kind of like an auto crafting table. The first thing you're going to need is a schematic. Stick a schematic in here, and as you can see, it's blank. So what you got to do is click on the schematic tab, and you can put any recipe in here. For simplicity, I'm going to make a chest. So I can do a chest shape right here. Hit OK, and it's going to automatically make a chest. So I can stick items in here, and it'll make all chests out of them as long as it has power. It's a very neat block. The next thing up is a energetic infuser, which is a complicated word just for saying it fills up items that use power. So if you have any handheld items that uses power, this will fill it up. Okay, so 2 more items and we can cover some of the new stuff. Another older item is the aqueous accumulator, and what this is good for is it automatically produces water. So if you're used to vanilla mechanics and you know how you can put 2 sources and it'll automatically fill up the middle one, and then you can keep bucketing the middle one and automatically fill up. That's pretty much what this kind of does, except for you can eject this water anywhere to any of your machines. So you could automatically hook this up to the glacial precipitator or any other machine that uses water. It's very cool. You see, it automatically fills up and that kind of stuff. The next thing up is the igneous extruder. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use one of the items here, let's see, flow duct. We're going to hook this up here. There we go. Set this to, see, as I said, blue is input and orange is output. Set this to input and then it can accept the water. And then let's take some lava buckets. Of course, you could use the magma crucible, like I explained before, to automatically put lava in here, or you can just manually fill it up like this. So if we fill this up, it's kind of like the glacial precipitator, where it can make any of these three items. You can have it automatically making cobblestone, normal stone, or obsidian. Cobblestone is, if it's the same, then cobblestone is actually free. It doesn't use up any lava or any water. Well, it uses up a little bit of water, I think. Let's see. No, it doesn't use any water, lava or water. Stone uses, I think, a little bit of both. Or maybe just water. And then obsidian uses both. So, very awesome item. Before we move on to the new stuff, I want to cover a few more of the items. First is rock wool. If you've ever had your house burned to the ground and it was made out of wool, well, now you don't have that problem anymore. You make some rock wool, it does not burn. You could light this up on fire forever and it wouldn't burn. Another item that was an older item in the last version is the glowstone illuminator. Pretty much just like a vanilla lantern or light. And it's powered by redstone. You can light it on and off. It has a cool texture. It's very neat. Also, you have the crescent hammer, which is used for a bunch of different things. You can change orientation of blocks. You can shift right click to kill the blocks. You can right click on pipes or other items to change its mode, as you see here. Stuff like that. And I think we're about to move on to the new items now. Okay, on to the new items. So a lot of these things are kind of the same. They've just been kind of changed, or there's different varieties of items now. So as for power sources, you still have the same two engines as the steam engine and the magmatic engine, except for now they're called magmatic dynamo and steam dynamo. So to make the magmatic work, you fill it in with lava, and it'll produce power. So you can use that with a pump or any other source you have available, like the magmatic or the magma crucible. Also, you have steam dynamo, which you can either fill directly with steam and it'll produce power, or you can fill with water and a burnable fuel source like charcoal or coal, and it'll produce steam, which produces power. And then you have the compression dynamo, which you can fill with other liquids like oil or biofuel or ethanol or fuel, stuff like that, and it'll produce power. You also fill it up with water, which I'm guessing the water is kind of like its throttle. I'm not exactly sure on that. But all the engines right now, they all produce 40 RF a tick. I think I heard him say something about being able to upgrade these in the future. So you'll probably be able to upgrade these and make them different and produce more power or whatever. Not exactly sure what he has planned. Next thing is redstone cells was the only energy cell before, but now there's 3 other varieties and they go in tiers. The first tier will be leadstone energy cell, which holds 400,000 RF. Max output is 80 RF a tick. Next tier would be the hardened energy cell, which holds 2 million RF and outputs 400 RF a tick. The next one is redstone energy cell, which is the one we're used to. It used to hold 600,000 MJs, but now it holds 10 million RF and outputs 2 million RF a tick. And then finally the last tier, the resonant energy cell, which holds 50 million RF and outputs 10,000 RF a tick. So you'd have to have a lot of power to have it output that much. Or you'd have to be pumping in a lot of power to have it. Of course, you can lower it and stuff just like before. And it actually has a configuration now, so I'm assuming you can set this where they share energy sources and stuff. I'm not exactly sure. You can also do the redstone stuff. The Tesseract has changed. Instead of 2 blocks, it is now only 1 block. Before you had item Tesseract and liquid Tesseract. Now it's just 1 Tesseract. The way this works is you set a frequency. You name it to poop. You say frequency, you set the frequency, so now it is on frequency poop. And you can configure it to item mode receive only, send receive, blocked, all that kind of stuff. Fluid mode, so you can have it set to do items and fluid at the same time, which is really neat. And then energy mode, so you can have it set to, actually there was 3 Tesseracts before, item, liquid, and energy, my bad. And so you can set it to do everything if you want. So you can have it send items, energy, and fluid through it. So that's awesome. I always love blocks that do like all the stuff. It's amazing. So let's see, what else is there? So before we get into the new machines here, I kind of want to talk about the tanks. So if we look up tanks here, before you only had one type of tank, and now you have 4 types of tanks. You have the portable tank, which holds 8,000 millibuckets or 8 buckets. You have the hardened portable tank, which holds 16,000 millibuckets or 16 buckets. You have the reinforced portable tank, which holds 32,000 millibuckets or 32 millibuckets. And then the resonant portable tank, which holds 64 buckets or 64,000 millibuckets. If you're wondering about the millibuckets, there's actually things that hold less than a bucket. That's why it's done in millibuckets. So stuff like that. Cool. Well, I think this would be really awesome. You can also wrench these to output or input, which is very neat. Very, very neat. And also some other thermal expansion 2 changes to once he changed it to thermal expansion 3. That didn't make any sense. You have different types of conduits now. You have 3 different types of energy conduits. You have the leadstone, which transfers 80 RF a tick. You have the hardened energy conduit, which transfers 400 RF a tick. And then you have the redstone energy conduit, which transfers 1,000 RF a tick. Also, if you notice, you don't wrench these anymore. They automatically send or receive based on where you place them. So very, very neat. Very, very cool. Actually, and I think, let's grab something here. They're also set. He also has it done so you can actually, each side is independent now. So I can set this to not touch, to touch, and this side to not touch. So I can set them both to not touch. So very, very cool. Some awesome changes. Next thing we have up is the item ducts, which is a brand new item to the mod. So the item ducts are very, very cool. They're pretty much like liquid ducts, or in the new version here, they're called fluid ducts. They're pretty much just like the liquid ducts, except for they transfer items, of course. And you have different types of item ducts. Let's look up item ducts. So you have an item duct, you have an opaque item duct, you have an impulse item duct, and an impulse item duct that's opaque. So opaque means it's not clear, and you won't see items or fluid coming through the duct. So opaque, you cannot see anything. You won't be able to see anything. Clear, which would be something like this, you'd be able to see the items travel through, which is very, very neat. The difference between the impulse and the normal item ducts is the impulse is faster. Also, item ducts carry a stack of items at a time, so it'll carry a full 64 of a stack of item. So, and then there's also some other changes. As you can see, you can wrench these, and there's 3 different modes. I think there's a 4th one, but for some reason I can't get it to work. So you have blue, which is input. You have red, which is output. So I can stick a stack in here, and you should see it automatically travel to the next chest. I heard him talk about making upgrades. I think he's going to make upgrades, so you have to actually upgrade this where it carries a stack, or also upgrade it where it automatically outputs. So that might be an upgrade in the future. As you see, automatically put a stack of spruce in here. A few other things you can do. Also, you have the non-connectivity mode, which is very neat. A few other things you can do is you can right-click a pipe with a crescent wrench, and you have 2 different modes. You have red and green. What they do is red makes things seem longer, and green makes things seem shorter. So, for example, if I set this to normal, and you see there's a chest down there, if I stick a stack of items in here, it's going to find the closest chest available, which is this one. It will never go up that one. Oh, if I set this correctly. There you go. So it automatically go in this chest over here. There it is. So what you can do, let's say you have a really long piping system, but you want to prioritize this one before that one. You can set this to green, and it'll view this pipe as a shorter distance. So now if I stick the spruce wood in there, it should not ignore this chest and go to the closest available one, which is this one right here. As you see, it's going down the pipe right now. Now if I set, you can also do this in reverse. I could set this to red, and then it'll still say red is the farthest one away, so it'll still prioritize this one right here. If I stick a redstone energy conduit in there, let's see what happens. Should still go down that one. Yep, it does. Awesome. So yeah, you got a bunch of different variety in the item ducts and redstone energy conduits and liquid ducts and all that stuff. So which brings me to the next item I want to cover here, which is the liquid ducts. So the liquid ducts, oh, those are item ducts. So liquid ducts also have some changes, or they're called fluid ducts now, I should say. Fluid ducts, yep. Cool. Pretty much just like liquid ducts, except for there's two different versions now. There's opaque, which means you can't see the fluid, and then there's the normal, which means you can see the fluid, which is pretty cool. I'm guessing the opaque doesn't actually render it or something, so maybe it reduces lag. I'm not exactly sure. I'm assuming that's the only reason why he would put the opaque in there, because it reduces lag. Because thermal expansion, he's always been about efficiency and that kind of thing. So if we take a portable tank, we'll take a reinforced, sure, why not? You can see that they connect here. If we right click on it, you'll see that you have a not connecting, a input, and then an output. And this should, I'm pretty sure it's just like item ducts, it should automatically output as soon as you set it to output. So there's no redstone or power or anything needed. Let's see, also I think I forgot to mention in the portable tanks you can right click it to change the bottom to be output or input, which is very, very cool. Let's see, did he do anything? Nope, he didn't do anything with that. And I think that is the fluid ducts. We've covered a lot of things. Now I'm going to cover some the new machines. So we have a new machine called the nullifier. You stick anything in here, it gets deleted permanently. It's kind of like a void chest or a void pipe. You have the terrain smasher, which is in every other mod. It's pretty much just a block breaker. You have a autonomous activator, which does a variety of different things. It can be a block placer, it can be a dispenser, it can kill things. I'm pretty sure it can also automate the clicking of things, so maybe like spoils bags or something. I'm not exactly sure on that, but it has a different bunch of different things. Also, something else I forgot to mention, which is when I said over here the item ducts, I thought they had a different mode. Maybe it's only for, no, okay, well it's not showing up. Supposedly there's an orange mode, and it's called round robin mode. What round robin does is, let's say you had 3 chests and you had a pipe set to round robin, it would equally distribute the items that's going into this pipe to all 3 chests equally. So that is a very, very cool feature. So what this does is, if you have round robin item use, it would use all of these items equivalently. So if you had 64 of everything, it would go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm not sure in that exact order, but you know, something like that. You guys get the gist. I'm excited to see what people actually make with this, because supposedly it can do a lot of stuff, and it looks like it can actually do a lot of stuff. I mean, the information panel automatically says it does. It slices, it dices, it pours, it throws. Maybe it's random, maybe it isn't, maybe it's sneaky, maybe not. Deceptively versatile. So it does a lot of different things. The machinist workbench. So if you guys remember from the first part of the video, you saw me do the cyclic assembler here. What it does is it automatically crafts things. Well, this is kind of the same, except for this doesn't require power, and it's kind of like a personal crafting table. So you have a crafting table. Let's grab one here. You have a crafting table, you throw it down, you craft things. That's all it does. Well, this thing, the downside is you do have to make schematics. So I showed you guys how to make schematics before. You do have to make schematics, and what you do is you can save 3 into each workbench. So what you can do is you can, let's say I want to make a chest. So I click that schematic, and then I can click on this and grab all the chests I need. and then I can clear it. Let's say I wanted to make pressure plates. I can automatically have it set to do pressure plates. If I want to set it to do buttons, I can click on that and automatically set it to do buttons. It can also write the schematics too, so if you put in a plan and a blank schematic, it can, you click on that, it'll write the schematic. Very, very cool features. He's adding a lot of cool stuff. Also, if you guys are wondering what this is, it's a creative energy cell. It produces like infinite amount of power. It never runs out. And then let's see, I think that's almost everything. What else is there? So there are these things called florbs, which I haven't fully discovered exactly what they're used for, but I've noticed. Let's grab some. Let's grab some florbs. Oh wait, no, I didn't cover the strong boxes, did I? No, I didn't. I've done this part like 6 times, so bear with me, guys. You have a creative strong box, which I'm assuming holds infinite amount of items, kind of like the quantum generator or something. So you have different types of strong boxes. They're also upgradable, kind of like, not upgradable, but there's different versions that are better than others, kind of like everything else we've looked at so far. So you have the normal strong box, which is 9 times 2, which is 18. You have this, which is 9 times 4, which is 36, holds 36 items. You also have reinforced, which is 9 times 6, which holds 54 items. Did I say 9 times? I meant 9 times 4. So 54 items, and then you have this, which I don't even know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 times 6, which is whatever, like 72 or something. So yeah, the different versions of chests to hold more items. It's very, very cool. Very, very cool. And let's look up. So the next thing is florbs. So what these guys are is they're kind of like fluid orbs. That's, I'm guessing, what they stand for. That makes the most sense to me, and it's probably the correct thing. So first thing you can do is, I'm pretty sure you can use these to, I'm pretty sure you can transfer these directly through item ducts or something, and maybe fill machines up or something. I'm not exactly sure, but you can for sure throw them, and they're pretty much just like a, they're like a solid like liquid block. Like if you use a bucket on something and it would be in the bucket, then you can replace it. That's pretty much exactly what they are, and you can make a bunch of different varieties of them, and I'm assuming you can use these for a lot of cool different stuff. Liquid poison. Yeah. Liquid lava, or florb lava, which is very, very cool. And then let's see if I'm missing anything real quick. I noticed these dusts, which are new, and this bliss rod and some of this other stuff, bliss powder. I'm assuming they're just used in the creation of things. Yeah, I think they're just used in the creation of things. Oh, and then now you have indium ingots, which is very cool. Oh, okay. Okay, that's used for the resonant. Okay, that's cool. That makes sense. And then one other thing is you have the flux capacitors. So if we look right here, you'll see that there's different flux capacitors. I'm not exactly sure what all these are used for. I'm assuming they're kind of like batteries or something, or dang it, what are the things called from IC2? Whatever, you guys understand. Lapatronic crystals. So this is what the energetic infuser could be used for. You fill up one of these redstone energy fluxes, you see it's filling up, and I'm assuming you can easily transfer power like that. So they might have a use now that I don't know, or they could have a use in the future that hasn't actually been implemented yet, but they do store and you can transfer energy. So I know that part of it is actually true. One last thing, guys, before we call it quits here, is there's a new tab called security. So you'll see this on Tesseracts and Chest, and I'm sure a few other things. By default, it's on public access, but you can set it to restricted or owner only, which would just be yourself. Restricted is for you and your friends. If on multiplayer servers, I think you can set up a friends list somehow and set your friends to be able to open up certain things, which is very cool. That's something we've needed for a long time, and it's very awesome addition to like his mod set. Okay, guys, if you enjoyed the video, or if you enjoyed the video or have any questions, then click the like button, comment down below. I'd love to hear your feedback. This is my first mod spotlight ever, and I think I did a pretty decent job. And it's also really late right now. It's like 9 a.m. and I've been up all night, so I'm kind of loopy right now. I'm seeing things like there's actually 7 different tanks on the screen right now at the one I'm looking at. But if you enjoyed, click the like button, subscribe if you're new. If you like this whole mod spotlight thing, you want to see more in the future, and comment below on things I should spotlight. I think I'm going to try to stick to tech mods because that's what I mostly enjoy, and that's what most of you guys enjoy. And hopefully I explained everything as concise as possible, and you guys understand. If you don't, ask me questions. I will help you answer them. And that's going to be it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode, and I love your faces, and I'll see you guys next time.